It
in
took 10 minutes to get on.
Well, Katie, when I was in Rome, I took pictures of a lot of these marble statues that, of course, we were seeing as we're in Rome and Florence and various other places. And a lot of these statues were carved in marble, but they were women draped with togas, like Roman togas, or the equivalent of
Yeah.
what the females would wear. And I was fascinated with all the different ways that they were draped. And a little bit of reading I've done about it is that how they draped it, how they pleated it, how they tied it, if there was a sash, often would distinguish their rank. And so I just think that, that kind of history is pretty fascinating that
Mhm.
even with the togas were not cut. They were just long rectangles of hand-woven cotton and linen, and some of them were exquisitely fine, but they were just draped and pleated on the body, both men and women. So I have this interesting little group of photos of all the different ways that these togas were draped. And then further on, you do a little more homework, and they say that the way that the women would braid their hair would be a clue of their rank in society. So I just find all that really cool stuff, you know. I'm sure everybody else does too, right?
Well, for Japan, it was the boys who the haircut you could really tell their class on. I guess to
Hmm.
some degree the adult men, because the boys with long hair, you knew they were first upper class, like way up there, and
Yeah.
they were under 15
Oh,
because 15 was an adult for boys. And at that point, you got your adult hair thing, which included, shaving that middle part of your head and making that
that
weird
bun.
knot.
Yeah.
Um,
Top
but
knot.
the
Yeah.
boys with the shaved heads were peasant kids because nobody had time to deal with their hair. And then the short hair was, middle class, I guess, or merchant class. But women kept their hair because that was the only thing they owned. Everything else belonged to their father and then their husband and then their son.
I used to have a real issue with one of my hairdressers in my history. Obviously, I haven't been recently, but at one time I had very long hair. Been to college and spend money on getting my hair cut, so I had long hair. But my hairdresser happened to be Mormon, and he had um, he felt very strongly that a married woman should have short hair. And I said, no, don't
Okay.
cut my hair, right? So
That's Orthodox too. They like shaved their head and then put a wig on.
yeah, and I don't get that. I don't get that at all.
That's what they do. They look like Oscar.
Well, Oscar's situation just makes it a lot easier to drive across the country and find a place to shower. You don't have to wash all that hair all the time.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
that was why nuns had their head shaved too, because it said they've
No,
given up their
no
secular
property.
life.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
gave everything up. Right. Yeah.
So
I don't think people think about that when they go shopping for clothes or decide to get their hair cut a certain way. I don't think people think about that so much.
well, we had actually we had two women that just went through ordination in Japan. One of them did the shaved head thing. The other one says, "No, I can't work if I do that." So she just kept her hair. Women have the option in the ordination, Buddhist
Mhm.
ordination. But
Mhm.
it's growing back in. I told her she looks like she's sort of like a cutting edge. Uh, I don't know what, but not like she came back looking like a Buddhist nun, but
Yeah.
it's grown out and it's about an inch and a half now.
So
But
now she looks like a runway model, right?
yeah, or something, I don't know what era it was, but for a while it was real popular to have a short haircut and then spike it.
Oh
I
yeah.
told her she needs to spike it so it looks like she planned. She just
Yeah.
laughed. Her husband's hair is longer than hers.
Hmm.
So,
I guess Barry's gone.
well, he was having trouble with his connection there.
Yeah.
It was pretty slow.
That happens. So,
Well, I
oh,
had all these great plans to work in navy blue this spring, and I started to get all my color yarn cones out like this, and say, okay, we're going to do navy blue, and
Red looks good with it.
a little red, right? And then it's just like it just didn't click. It just wasn't exciting, and so now I'm going to do a richer warp that has a lot more color in the background and then cross it with the navy blue. And
Ooh,
this
that'd
one,
be.
this one sounds a little more interesting to me. But
Mhm.
I think about those Japanese indigo fabrics and I think, oh, I just wanted, simple linen, simple color,
Elvis.
just and lovely, hand with the crisp linen. And it's boring to weave. So I need something that keeps me entertained inch by inch. So I guess
Well,
we're,
I saw the dyeing process for the what is it, ikat type weaving.
hmm
They have all
Elvis.
the thread wrapped around whatever, and then they go down with the dye, in different areas of the stretch stuff. And then when that's been processed, rinsed and dried, and they weave with that, and then they get those crosshatch designs and so on. And
yeah,
that's always neat.
yeah.
That'd be
No,
a little more than you can probably deal with, but it'd be sort of neat.
well, there was a time when I did do a lot of natural
Oh,
dyeing
shit.
using the plants that were here, and I loved doing it. But since we live on a spring and seasonally we have low water during August and September and early October, I couldn't afford to continue to use the water for dyeing because it takes a lot of water.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they sort of let it sit in the stream and the stream run over it, but they used indigo for the most
Yeah,
part.
yeah, and you got to think about where that dye winds up too. So that was the other issue for
I
me.
don't think they worried about it now. Don't now either.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
I was kind
well,
of excited to go to Portland in November for what they call the Functional Fabric Fair, which is a vendor. All the vendors from who are trying to court businesses like Nike and Adidas and Columbia Sportswear. They come from all over the world to have a booth and show their fabric swatches, their zippers, their whatever. And I was really fascinated that one of their featured displays for this conference was they had discovered natural dyeing. And they're talking about being sustainable. And I'm kind of going, wait a minute, this has been around forever, I just felt like, been there, done that. And here they are. The next generation is just kind of rediscovering what that's all about or the information about it and then figuring out an in a way innovative way to use it for industry. It'll be very curious to see what happens with it. But I really felt like, hey, I've already done this. I
yeah.
know. Yeah. How come they don't have weavers here, right?
Well, it's partly, I think they don't do it because it's more expensive, for one thing. And you can't get those real, like his bear's red hat. You can't
Yeah.
get that color red with a natural dye.
No, no. Again, it was always a luxury color. Red and purple and gold. Those were always destined for the upper class. Yep.
Hmm. There was something of the sort being done in the yarning community at one time. They'd make a square, big square out of some dyeable fabric, and they make a just they'd make it on a knitting machine, so it went real quick, and then they would paint on it with dyes, set the dyes, and then sell that as a yarn, and then you'd unravel it and you'd knit your whatever out of
So it
it.
was space dye, even though it was already knitted, it had been
Yeah,
space
well, like
dyed.
you would
Yeah.
do Monet's lotuses or whatever, and you could see it, and then when it was knit into a sweater or whatever, it was no longer lotuses. It was
Mhm.
colors, but
That's
they
pretty
were,
cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
expensive process
Yeah.
if you were to
So
buy it.
So this is what I do. I kind of get my threads out and I start to organize them by
Mhm.
color and I start to tape them down thinking, do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? And I guess with this one, we're going to reject it totally and start over. But
Well,
a
I
lot
think
of
it's
this,
not kind of nice with the very colorful, strands in the back, and then just weave through with your
yeah,
navy.
that's more like what I would do as far as my the background color in all of my warps I've done previously. Every once in a while, I try and break out of the box, but it is a little hard. I'm a hard sell to start incorporating a lot of pattern into something that's used for clothing. Hey, hi, Court.
Oh
Hello.
boy, on the road.
Now I got to figure out where all there it is.
Usually it's Oliver in the vehicle.
Hey,
Now he has his kitty cat.
Oh, that's nice, Oscar. Nice cat.
Not so much. She's an evil cat.
Oh
She,
no.
she
they're
just
all
wants,
evil cats.
they just want your attention.
Oh, I don't know about that. You heading to Texas, Court?
Yeah, we just left.
Oh, where'd I go?
I'm leaving on Saturday, assuming that the the brakes are good, or they can fix it on Friday.
Battery is shit. Hi, Oscar. Which cat do you have?
What?
Which cat?
That's Dahlia.
That's what I figured. I think she's your favorite.
No, he's her favorite.
So he takes her away so she doesn't fight.
Yep. These are my new landscape sculptures around my house.
Mm-hmm.
They're not running today.
So cute. And she's
Not
occupied
around my house, about 3 miles, about 4 or 5 miles from my house.
Provide us with Christmas lights though. All year round.
Must be a really still day. They're not. They're just sitting still today.
So what you do when you for the last 2 years, QuickBook is tracking your mileage, but some reason it stopped tracking it after I came back from Florida. And I didn't realize until now.
I didn't understand you, Oscar.
QuickBooks usually tracks my mileage, and somehow, some way, I stopped tracking it in April when I came back from Florida, and I didn't realize the screw up onto no, I stopped tracking in July, I think, and I just realized that like last week.
No, I know what I used to do. I used to do it by hand, which is calculate the mileage between home and the art fair and return trip. And I was usually under-reporting, but it still adds up to be a lot considering what I was doing at the time. And that's pretty much what you're stuck with doing. I don't know since you do a lot of work in town.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
I have no idea because I don't. I was counting, and I always work with the app. Every time I move the car, the app's supposed to move with me.
Yeah.
Uh, and I didn't
But
have
yeah,
it working somehow.
Well, I would suggest you just look at last year's numbers and see how
I think
close.
yeah, that's what probably going to do.
Yeah. You have to
So,
kind of guess.
the other thing you can do, Oscar, is go back on your client billing.
mhm.
You have the billing, you know when you did it, you know how many times you were there, you have their address.
Yeah, that's another way to do it.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be more accurate, and then you had proof that you could show that you did that mileage for that address.
Yeah,
So you become QuickBooks, and you're doing what QuickBooks could have been doing, right?
yeah. I'm going to have to do that because it should not be that bad the last 3 months, but the ones before. Oh, I need to see.
I mean, you know what shows you did, and go in Google
I will
Maps.
take.
Okay, you can
Yeah.
put in. So I can do home to the show, to a hotel, back to the show, back to a hotel, back to the show, home, all in one. It'll give me the total mileage for everything.
Yeah, that's what I got to see. I would when I get to Florida, I will have time to sit down and go through all this
Hello.
Yeah, and then the other thing is,
All right. What's up?
in just at a point A to point B, you can go that third Google map and do home, installation, and home again, and that'll give you your total mileage.
Yeah.
And if you did a side trip to Home Depot to pick something up, all that stuff, you can put all that stuff in there.
That's what I usually do. So I will see what I do.
Yeah.
I will have to.
Yeah.
I need to sit down and
I'll
look
talk
at
to you
which
later because my meeting's going on right now.
because I just went to get
No, I have a weekly Zoom meeting.
They was asking me about the brakes, how
Sure.
many miles I have, and they told me 20,000 between April and now. So I can easily say that I'm doing 30 in a year, which is it won't be unhurtable. So I will see what I do. Because that's a totally fuck up on my part.
The other thing you can do, Oscar,
Mm-hmm.
is instead of tracking your business mile on the van,
track the personal miles. I think that actually tracking the personal miles is easier than tracking the business mile, because most of the time I don't
Yeah,
move the van if I'm not working.
Yeah, so you just in the beginning of the subtract your personal miles out of it, and that's usually easier.
Yeah,
That's what I do with
because right now I don't have nothing in February, nothing in June, nothing in September, nothing in October, nothing in November. So, and August looks really skimpy also. So, yeah, I really going to have to take a look. I'm going to, it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'll figure it out later on.
it's something to do when you're sitting in your trailer in Florida bored,
Yeah, I know.
in your vacation home in Florida bored.
Other fact, I'm doing the same shows this year, some of them, so I should be able to figure out the mileage that way also.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we see. Lord, yeah, April's the only month that I know I got the right amount. If not, I just go to ballpark figure. So, so hopefully on Friday I'm going to load the van and be in my way on Saturday. So
When's your first show with a double?
the first show is on January 3rd.
Do you have a double 10?
No, I got the single one.
All right.
They had to approve your double 10 for that show. I think though in January I only using the double 10. It's in Lakewood Ranch. And then after that is Arigra that I'm doing the double booth. And it's kind of weird because I'm only doing maybe the small shows I will have the double booth, and the next big show with the double booth will be Atlanta Dogwood. So and I don't know where Atlanta's going to put me neither. So hopefully in the same area than last year.
The bigger
But I'm looking forward to the change.
Well, I got the tubing cut.
I
And
appreciate that.
I bought these little reamers. They're like a diamond grit, little tiny reamer. And all the problems I've had in the past is I tried one this morning, and that reamer cleans out the inside of all the burrs on the inside real nice. The saw I used has leaves some burrs on the outside, but I can turn my Dremel on and grind those down real easy.
This is why we're so late going to Texas.
So I'm making some cables for Oscar, and to make the hook, I cut 4-inch pieces of stainless steel tubing and I buy it in a 72-inch length, and then I have to cut it down into 4-inch sections. Then I thread the cable into the tubing and crimp one end and bend it into a hook, then crimp the other end down them. So it's crimped twice on the cable. So that's what I was working on this morning for Oscar.
Oh. Got mom later out tonight, so it's going to be interesting. And I'm really looking forward to start doing the shows again. I was going to probably walk now and put some stuff in the band.
I spent a lot of time in the back of one of those.
Oh yeah.
Way too much time. We'd be traveling and we'd go by one of those and I'd go, I've probably been inside that trailer.
Somebody called me today to come and redo a painting because it was off by half an inch. And I went with a big smile, go there, adjusted for half an inch, and went head back home. And I got lucky that I forgot my winter coat in our house. So I went to pick up my winter coat and adjust that for her. Took me a couple of tries, but I had to move the hardware one position to another one. So I had to make more holes. But it's funny how that happens sometimes.
Well, watching them hang that show earlier this month was unbelievable.
Also going to
Like a game of Tetris.
mhm.
But I really was happy at how easy it was to hang my big pieces.
Well, that's the main thing. Once you see it up, it gives you an idea what to do.
I mean, because there's no set attachment points on it. You don't have to put a screw or a hanger in any position. So you can put it up on the wall, figure out where the studs are, use the studs. And if you're in 16 inches from the end, it doesn't matter. I put 3 screws across the top and 2 in the bottom. And that was more than enough. The problem in that building is I think they have metal studs and they're not a normal depth.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you use anything, you use the longer drywall screws to hang stuff, they won't go in all the way. So Barry, what have you been doing today?
Packing my pots.
Your
I'm
new
uh
colored ones?
I'm a month early. I have 3 pieces behind me to pack and that's it. Then I'm done with that.
Is that your new ones? The
Yeah.
colors?
Yeah. The purple came out really nice. Well, we'll see.
Well, last
Okay.
week you didn't like the purple or the red one or whatever.
No, the red ones didn't look like they should have looked, but because I've used the red glaze before. The purple I never used before, but I'm advancing really quickly on how to get it, how to work the
Do it.
pieces. Normally, I'd be starting to make pieces for Florida right now, except I'm done now.
Started ahead of time.
I didn't have a choice.
It's unusual for this part of the country to be driving on a day when there's almost zero wind.
Really.
Lovely though.
And we're gonna have this, all the snow's gonna be melted by tomorrow night here.
But I think you're going to get hit with a winter blast on.
You're gonna get hit by a winter blast. I'm
Oh,
not getting hit by anything.
Saturday or Sunday, I think.
yeah, that's when you're going to get hit.
I'm gonna win the big tank of gas from John because John thinks it's gonna be a white Christmas. I bet him a tank of gas over.
That's what yeah, it's a good thing that I'm doing the breaks on Friday now that I see it because it's supposed to rain on Friday. So leaving on Saturday is the day to live, to take off. But on Saturday the temperature is going to be 50 degrees. On Sunday it's going to drop to 35 for high, then 24, 31. Woo, it's not that bad actually. So I'll be on my way to Florida by then.
I can't wait to get out of here.
So looking forward to be out there. Oh. So I need to be in the mechanic at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then I will be all the way out.
You're not going back to the same people, are you?
No,
I hope not.
no. I'm going to the people that did my brakes when they put the ball joints. They told me that the brakes pad was gone, and I told them that's impossible because I just did the brakes on April. There's no way in the name of God that the commercial brakes went away in less than in 20,000 miles. That should not be happening. So I got to see what they said on Friday when I go see them. I think that at least the patch should be covered. Hopefully nothing else.
Or the pad's made out of wood?
Probably. No, cloth.
I don't know. That was like I was in shock when I saw that, and
Wait,
then
I got
and
it.
it needs to be done.
Sponges.
So, but I changed the windshield today finally, and I put front new tires in the front that I need them badly. The other one was like there was almost bald. So
I've got to replace one tire. It's cracked really bad, just from age.
you know, it's funny because I was trying to find a set of use, and then the glass lady told me to go to this place, and it's for trucks, for 18 wheelers, and they have the tires, and it's the cheapest I ever able to buy a pair of tires from anybody. It was installation included was $380. So I was like a jumping up and down because that's usually what it costs one tire in Costco.
Yeah, because I was looking at a tire at some place that was going to be $300 just for one.
Yeah.
So and so I don't plan to move to. I was going to put the lock in the side tomorrow, but I don't know if I want to deal with that. It depends on how I feel tomorrow. I might do it or not. But and then I need to probably worst case. I think if they finish the band early enough, I might just slow it up and start driving. At least make it to Louisville. Oh God, these two are fighting again.
That's because you're there.
No, it's Snow always pick a fight with the girls. I think that he wants to play with them, but they don't want to play with him. So, and it's been a year now. So they are they're a handful, but they make me happy. Tomorrow they get to go outside in the patio, assuming it doesn't rain tomorrow. And they can do whatever they want outside. Well, it might be raining tomorrow, so I might not be doing anything in the band tomorrow. 80% chance of rain.
Native to Oklahoma.
Oh, they took out all the big cameras in Oklahoma, replaced them with little cameras.
That's me.
Right after you cross into Oklahoma going south on Interstate 35, Oklahoma has cameras set up on each lane.
Is that for speeders?
Yeah.
We're probably going to tell you it's for the way station that's there, so I can see if anybody doesn't stop. But they're monitoring everything, every car that comes into the state.
Wait, you have to stop now when you go into Texas from Oklahoma?
Now,
Unless you want to go to the casino.
there's so much traffic out of Dallas, Fort Worth into the casino that they're widening I-35 to 3 lanes
Really?
to the casino.
Casino bit me.
That's the one from Big Cabinet? When you
Yes.
get off of 44?
No, this one's on I-35. It's like
This one.
3 or 4 miles after you get into Oklahoma. At one time, it was the largest casino in the world.
I've driven past it. But weren't you talking about going south into Texas or coming from the south?
The casino, if you're coming from the south, is about 3 or 4 miles into Oklahoma. And luckily, I get off about 7 miles into Texas, so I don't have to deal with all the I-35 traffic because you get much further south, especially once you get to Denton, where I-35 splits into 35 East and 35 West. It's horrible. I get off and take a 2-lane state highway with a speed limit 70 miles an hour. And I haven't been that way in a while, but the speed limit on 35 used to be 60 or 60.
Oh, I see how you're going. I never go that route when I go down.
Well, I go this way because I live like 3 miles from Interstate 35.
Yeah, you a little more western that way. I usually go down in 75.
Yeah, you go down through Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
No, I go 44 all the way to Big Cabinet, and then I jump to 69 and start driving down. And 69 becomes 75, and that puts me right by Richardson, Texas, by Cottonwood, our fair.
Yeah, I'm going to the west side of Fort Worth.
Yeah, so you have to take 35. Next time I go that way, I need to stop and get a Pike pass. So I don't think that the iPass works in the area, and those tolls get really, really expensive.
Case for the Kansas Turnpike in Oklahoma, Texas, several other places.
Yeah, it's 15 hours, basically. I don't know how I used to do that drive in one day.
Me too.
So, ugh.
That's about the very max I can do. I don't think I've ever done anything that long in the van.
Yeah, 15 hours is the max I do in the van now. I don't push myself any more than that. And I
I
mean,
can't do it anymore.
15 hours from the time I wake up until the time, if I start at 6 o'clock in the morning, at 9 o'clock at night, I'm stopping. I don't care where. I might push it one more hour, but that's about it. But I don't go any farther than that.
Not worth it. You can fall asleep.
Yeah, and I'm drinking coffee through the drive by. It's not your reflection time goes down, everything goes down. It's worth the the way I see it. It's like instead of being there a couple hours early, I want to be a couple hours later. So it's not worth it because it's a 2 day drive, no matter what you do from here to Florida.
When I was younger, I drove, I could drive these ridiculous miles. Well, I had to drive these ridiculous miles. I think it was 20 hours from northern Michigan to Miami. And I didn't have a choice. I had to do it because
Yeah,
a deer ran out in front of my vehicle, totaled it. And so I had like a rental for a month in my policy. So Enterprise drove it 60 miles to me. By the time I unloaded my vehicle, loaded it into that vehicle, I only had 24 hours to get to Florida. So I did 20 hours and slept a few hours on the side of the road, but I could never do that again.
yeah. Those the fast route is 19 hours 15 minutes right now to the campground. So the way I say it, I cannot do that in one set anyhow.
Oh, man.
So what shows you got in April, March, or May, or you don't know yet?
Who, me? Nothing.
Sophie?
so far. Oh, I can't believe I said that. I take that back.
Mhm.
I'm thinking positively. I'm going to do Fort Worth.
I'm
Are you
going
on
to,
the wait list?
I'm on the wait list. Yeah,
How far down?
I have no idea. People ask that, but I never saw a list. Is there a number?
it should be in the SAP.
I don't remember where it was, but the one time I was on the wait list, yeah, there was a number.
Yeah, they put it in the SAP. Last time I was in waitlist for that show.
I got in off the wait list once.
So
I
yeah,
already wrote to her and said, even if you can't get a hold of me, I'm accepting my you know, my spot off the wait list.
Fine faith.
I got I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do in May already. I just don't know.
Well, Belleville, Illinois, is a couple days after, like I think the 3rd of January.
It's the 6th to 15.
The rest of them are later. There's one that's like right away, the 3rd or something.
Yeah, I decided not to apply at the last minute. So I just going to apply to Brookside and see if I get in, then Birmingham for sure. And then I will be East Lansing or Port Ripple and then St. Charles.
Mm.
And then after that, most likely will be Morning Glory 57. Hopefully Old Town of Columbus, one of the two.
How's Morning Glory? They keep sending me
They moved the
yeah,
date. They moved the date and back to the Reno location. So it might be better this year
better than what?
than when they used to have it in front of the Milwaukee Bucks stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's not it's a young crowd, wasn't getting really well attended. There's apparently there's a lot of crime in the area, so people was not coming over. So who knows?
And
It's
where is it now? Where is it now?
by the Civic Center.
That's closer to the water, right? Closer to
No, it's closer to the river, I think.
not Lake Michigan.
Not like Michigan. It's like a little. If you was coming from Chicago, it's like a first exit that you get going to the museum. It's like a 15 minutes from the museum area. But I don't think you get the same crowd. So
Worth doing?
it's
I
a
found
film.
out my local show that's normally in between St. Louis and Plaza. The weekend that St. Louis decided to move to, they decided to move ahead a week and take the weekend that St. Louis normally had.
I just trying to do as many shows as I can. I don't care if it's a what kind of level show it is. I need to make sure I got income coming in.
That's no guarantee of income. You could break even.
It's still money coming in. It's better than no money. Once you pay the booth, the idea of making the money back at least is something.
I thought so.
but it has to be a really uh it has to be something really like a nobody show off for you not make for at least for me not making no money. Which it does happens. But when I go to those shows, I'm not expecting uh a ridiculous amount of money. I just expecting some money.
That's how I feel about Florida. Now, if I just make, I'm not, I'm kind of burnt out, so I need to at least make my money back. Call it a vacation in Florida. And then if I do pretty good, I'm okay.
Yeah, and
I just don't want to do the drive anymore. I don't want to set up. I wish I had a crew. If I had some people, they would drive my stuff down there. I'd fly in. Uh, they'd set it up. I'd go there, direct them to set it up. Then I would do the show. That'd be fun, just doing the show. And then have them pack it up and drive it to the next show.
You couldn't make enough pots to afford that, Barry.
I know.
you you know
Here. Here.
I could charge more.
well, it's not just that. It's just like my friend Adam. When the only time that he's not throwing new product, new pots is over the weekends because he had that time for the kids, and then the holidays. But the rest of the time, he's always producing work. That's why he can keep up with
I know,
with
it's
the
terrible.
what?
It's nice to have a life.
Well, he
Right?
has a life, but you just think about it this way: he works from 8 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, clocks out, and spend time with the family. Comes back. It's just like a regular job.
Yeah, I do 10 to 5.
So,
8 to 3 is like 10 to 5. I don't want to get up that early anymore.
oh, he has to get up early because of the kids, so it doesn't matter. The kids
Oh
not in
yeah.
school, so
The
he
part
goes.
I like is how much better from firing to firing my command of what I'm doing. I actually seeing some results. So eventually there'll be like people go, I can't believe how nice these are, but it's not quite at that level yet. But
Don't worry. You will be under the grave by the time you start getting to that point.
hey, people die early. You might go before me,
Oh,
so
that will be a welcome, a welcome, a good blessing welcoming.
yeah, I know you feel.
You know, I don't have no qualm about that. But I know he's going to torture me, so I'm going to be around for the. You,
That's how I feel. I'm gonna be here till I'm 100 years old. I just have that feeling.
no, I think I'm going to be around for the next 500 years.
That would work.
Uh,
That I like, because then you get all the new technology.
and it's not that fun because you see all the people that you care dying, and then you become immune to. You don't want to have friends that get attached because the pain is really hard. So just saying.
The part I like about most about these pots is that they're not fragile. I don't have to be really careful with them. Well, I have to be somewhat careful, but I don't have to be like I don't have to worry about marring the surfaces. It's great.
So this is good news. The Supreme Court is blocking National Guard troops in Chicago for the
That
time.
is good.
Fun one.
Except in your neighborhood. Because they heard there's this guy, he keeps complaining about uh how he's getting broken into and stuff.
It's that's not I wish it was just me. And that Thanksgiving weekend, I think we got in the block in the street section. We have at least 7 or 8 cars that got broken.
I believe it.
So uh, and there was I got the van parked in front of my sister, but she has a camera facing the van 24/7 now. So, and I said, I just need to. I talked to the police, man. They told me to put 2 cameras in the backyard, um, doing like a cross, like going like this,
Yeah.
and they told me to put the locks. Don't and if something happens, do not go down there. Yeah, replacing the stuff is cheaper than you ending up dead or
Precisely.
Shoot him
whatever.
from the window. You're trained. Shoot him from the window.
No,
Hit him
you
in the
cannot do
leg.
that. You cannot do that, Barry. You will get in so much trouble. You cannot use in Chicago. You cannot use your firearm outside of your inside your property.
You can't use it
Catch.
inside your property or outside your property.
Inside your house. Not in your. It cannot be used outside your property because the bullet can travel away from the area. You will get in such more trouble that's not even worth it. Now, inside your house, it's a different story.
Well, invite them in
No,
and then shoot them.
no. So I got a lot of conversation with law professors, and they like let me put it to you how ridiculous it is. And this is nationwide. If somebody breaks into your house, trips over an extension cord in your house, they can sue you for medical bills.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty outrageous.
And they will win the case.
Unless you live in Texas.
That's what they're saying. Like when that happens, you just put the bullet in the people's head and don't let them get out of the house.
Yeah, make that shot count.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of laws that are insane. That doesn't make any sense. But those are the laws. So, and like I asked another YouTuber, the sequestration guy in New Jersey, and he told me put in locks and the locks and alarms are for the honest people, not for the thief. So no matter what you do, if they're going to break in, they're going to break in. Oh, that was really encouraging. A lot of encouragement to hear that.
Get a
Well-
paintball gun, Oscar.
One of those violent things. The banana.
I was thinking probably getting a PB gun.
You put an eye out with that thing.
That's right. I've heard
What?
that before.
Shoot rubber bullets.
That's another alternative.
A taser.
The place you have to get closer, Barry.
Actually, all you need is a gun with blanks in it. Stick it out the window and shoot it,
Yeah, that's somebody actually told me to do that.
and that'll scare the shit out of them.
Listen to us talk. Like,
Yeah, I know.
we don't want to do this. It's almost something you have to do, but it's really unpleasant that you have to do it.
Telling you, Oscar, you should save up and get that automatic pepper ball gun.
I will see what I do. When I get to Florida, I would do more research when I'm down there, and probably go to the to the campground website Wi-Fi, so it doesn't link necessarily to me, and then do all the homework in there. But it's just crazy. So, oh, this was really funny. I don't know. I went to pick up something yesterday, and I don't know how I did it. Or I hope that it's inside the van and I forgot to lock it. So I put the lock in the back. I got to my client's house, and the lock of the outside lock is not there. So one of two things happened. I didn't put in the lock properly in the back door.
And it fell off.
It fell off, or I put it inside the van and it rolled in someplace awkward that I cannot see until I empty the van. So I'm hoping there's option B.
Hey, I think the criminals that stole the lock.
No,
Yeah, I could use that. Come with a
I just
screwdriver.
went. Yeah, I went and put I went I was with Ryan and we were joking. They said, like, "Are you kidding me with that?" So like, "I know. Let's just pick a one in Home Depot and just put it for the side." But oh, and I got the power bank arrived yesterday, so that was nice of him. He gave me he bought me a Pacron 2000 watts unit. It weighs 51 pounds. That's the only problem. But it is a beast. I think I'm going to keep it in the van when I'm in Florida, and then take the Jackery to plug in the lights.
Yeah.
You can put 4 solar panels in there and charge it in a sunny day in 2 hours. So, and you can plug in the trailer through the power pack also. It's something will ever happen.
I think I'm going to buy a Euromax pop-up tent.
But the problem with those, I was just looking at that for Ryan, and you have to buy the size.
No, if you look carefully, there's one offering where they actually have four sides that come with the tent. One of the sides has like a window and a door, so that would go in the back, but they also sell a tent that has that splits in the middle, zips up in the middle.
So
So
it's Euromax.com.
Hmm?
What is the website?
Ex for that? Oh, Euromax.com. You have to look at the their best tent, and there's a picture of it, and if you click on that page, there's a bunch of options, and the second one has comes with tent walls. It's 670 or something like that, 690. Same day shipping. So it should get here by, I don't know, May or something.
So, but this is the same one that so the standard canopy, the premium canopy, the prop 10, and the Beyond Instant.
The one on the far right, that's their best tent. And if you click on that tent, it'll be a page with a bunch of options.
Okay.
And then the second picture has walls.
Okay.
I gotta go feed Elvis.
I gotta take off, folks. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. I need to walk to my mom's anyhow.
Yeah,
All right.
Merry
Merry
Christmas, everybody.
Christmas, everybody.
And happy Hanukkah.
Happy whatever.
to-
Over. Hanukkah's over.
yeah. Happy Kwanzaa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bye.
Let me out of here.
All right. Bye, Barry.